A new rivalry is emerging in the Republican primary, Vivek Ramaswamy versus Nikki Haley. I'll dive into the conflict today on the Jonathan Lovegrove YouTube channel. To give context to this fight, you have to understand the difference in these two candidates. Haley is a traditional politician. She served as governor of South Carolina, went on to be an ambassador to the UN. She took a very traditional political route. Vivek, on the other hand, is the new kid on the block. He's young, inexperienced, an entrepreneur. He has new ideas. This creates an intrinsic clash between these two candidates. Also, let's look at polling. Real Clear Politics has Haley in third place at 6.9%. But Ramaswamy isn't far behind. He's at 5.2%. This means Vivek is a real competitor and a real threat to Nikki Haley and others in the race. So this sets us up for a clash between these two candidates. And the fight began at the first Republican debate. Now, at the first debate, the big issue was on foreign policy. Vivek holds this idea that we can decrease funding to Ukraine, have more negotiation with Russia to end the war and to support U.S. interest. Haley has a more traditional view: support Ukraine, have peace through strength. Now, these two views clashed at the first debate. Watch this clip.
A win for Russia is a win for China. We have to know that. Ukraine is the first line of defense for us. And the problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends. What you do instead is you have the backs of your friends. Ukraine is the front line of defense. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
First of all, Mr. Ramaswamy, you have 30 seconds. Mr. DeSantis,
Nikki, I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon.
You know, I'm not on
but the fact of the matter, Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now. This is the false lies of a professional politician. There you have it.
Your watch, so the reality is, America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what? The foreign policy experience that you all have shows in the pointless wars we've gotten into.
And there was the famous quote of the night: "You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows." Now, this fight has continued here in the second Republican debate. This time, though, the issue was on TikTok. Vivek recently joined TikTok. He was convinced by Jake Paul, an influencer. And now that he's joined, that's opening him up to attacks from Haley. Watch this clip.
Mr. Ramaswamy, TikTok is banned on government-issued devices because of its ties to the Chinese government. Yet you joined TikTok.
So the answer is I have a radical idea for the Republican Party. We need to win elections. And part of how we win elections is reaching the next generation of young Americans where they are.
This is infuriating because TikTok is one of the most dangerous social media apps that we could have. And what you've got, I honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say. Because I can't believe that here you've got a TikTok situation. What they're doing is these 150 million people are on TikTok. That means they can get your contacts, they can get your financial information, they can get your emails, they can get text messages, they can get all of these things.
This is very important for our party.
Exactly what they're doing.
This is very important for our party, and I'm going to say
you've gone and you've helped China make medicines in China, not America. You're now wanting kids to go and get on the social media that's dangerous for all of us. You went and you were in business with the Chinese that gave Hunter Biden $5 million. We can't trust you. We can't trust you. We can't have TikTok in our kids' lives.
This is very important,
Mr. Ramaswamy.
Now, Vivek has a reasonable argument. The GOP does need to reach young people. But Haley's response is very strong. You see, Americans and Republicans have a deep distrust of big tech, specifically TikTok. TikTok CEO went and testified before Congress earlier this year. So especially in the Republican base, there is distrust over this company. That means this attack was probably a strong attack by Nikki Haley. And the attacks didn't just stay at the debate. The Iowa Capitol Dispatch reported that Haley attacked Vivek on the campaign trail, specifically over Vivek's proposal to raise the voting age to 25. Here's the quote that the Iowa Capitol Dispatch reported. Haley said that if you are old enough to go fight in a war, you should be able to vote. That right there is a pretty reasonable position that many Americans would agree with. Now, Vivek is proposing that a civics test could allow 18, 19, 20-year-olds to vote if they just passed a test. The big question here is, does this prohibit or de-incentivize voting in young people? That's the big argument here, and Haley's saying that yes, the voting age should stay where it is. Vivek wants that raised. I'm guessing this is a debate that we will see continued, potentially at the third Republican debate. Thanks for watching, and check out this video of the second debate before you go.